My beautiful souls, welcome into a daily read for Saturday. I hope you're doing well out there. Let's begin and split the deck for this overall oracle. Adventure, absolutely beautiful. And then I want to get one from this deck as well. We're moving on to courage. And then coloring, the imagery definitely is matching. So let me put these aside. Bear with me. There's something about you wanting to go on adventure, okay? Wanting to reach out for more and experience more. I know that wasn't the best wording, but I'm a little bit rusty after taking a day off. But I do feel as if the color orange and yellow and red are all of significance. I wouldn't be surprised if you being drawn to this reading have one if not multiple fire sign placements within your chart, and that taking a highlight and being put to use now and more so moving forward. But either way, I do feel as if there's at least one significant fire sign or somebody with a major fire sign placement or two, most likely being their moon or rising sign if they don't have it in their sun, right? And this person in your life, maybe somebody you're meant to go on an adventure or two, if not several, with moving forward. But this is a very courageous person who I feel like is very different from you. Not to say that you both aren't courageous, but for whatever reason, they are part of this period for you. I also want to say the way you relate to, the way you connect to certain type of energies, people, situations, that's also part of this day and surrounding it. Because I do feel as if you take a hot second and simplistically compare to your past, of course, again, don't overdo it within that process, but the way that you used to connect to certain types of energies, certain types of connections, places, occurrences, accomplishments, different, okay? And that really speaks in a grand way upon how much you've changed, grown, and matured. But there's also something about family for a lot, or I'm being drawn to the word blood, okay? Blood related or just that kind of strong family-oriented connection. But let's move on to the tarot. Something feels off as well is what I'm getting. Something feels off. And this may push you to think about further adventuring in the future. It may push you to think about different, more for yourself, upgrades maybe, or one in particular, or replacing. All right. Now, naturally with this imagery, once again, I wouldn't be surprised if Spirit's saying, okay, a courageous move for you individually of rewinding back was the correct choice, and there's evidence of that throughout this day. But I wouldn't be surprised if travel or the potential of which pops up. Somebody's literally looking up plane flights or train ticket prices, potentially finding social media and maybe TV specifically is what I'm getting. Is it may be an advertisement for somebody, is giving you an option or reminding you of a solid choice when it comes to somewhere to travel, all right? But the Eight of Wands, it's a day where things are feeling quick, all right? It definitely reminds me of the day I took away from myself away from this channel. I disconnected from it. It was necessary. It didn't feel like I had an option, especially with how nervous I was in the previous day when I was recording. Anyways, but that day felt so long. It felt like I was literally away from this business, this channel, for like 3 solid days, and I slept a ton. And anyways, it feels like this is an opposite kind of day in comparison to that, where things go by quite quickly. Between now and adventure in the future, things will feel more fast-paced, and time will just go by quicker than expected. Because it feels like as well, not even just that, but there's other aspects of your life where you may have been or feel like you're just now about to go through what feels like is experienced as a bit of, if not a full waiting period, okay? Waiting doesn't have to be boring is what I heard. Waiting doesn't have to be difficult or heavy. It can be just as important within the process, okay? But as well, it can be fun, it can be enlightening, it can be very purposeful once again. But as we have the Eight of Wands and the Judgment card, I'm not surprised to get the message very boldly from Spirit of you being honest, okay? Being pure in the way that you give advice, maybe in the way that you assist, in the way that you, get your voice out there. But I do feel as if as well, you may find a spirit guide or two comes through very clearly in their own individual way, that they know best will, you'll best digest it, in order to be completely real with you. And that's going to look and feel differently for everybody, but it's also going to be about something very specific for you. Anyways, but yeah, look at this. The Six of Swords and the Five of Cups. There's something about you leaving negativity behind, or leaving pessimistic thoughts and viewpoints behind. But as well, they're saying, what did you feel very Five of Cups in regards to? And then took a Six of Swords kind of standpoint and movement. And they're saying strolls away, okay? Or for somebody who ran away, it was guided either way, because I feel like this is preparing you for new adventure. It's preparing you for, I want to say for some, several courageous moves in the future, but at the very least, speaking upon and preparing you individually for one big one. Because it's another type of day where you're being reminded and maybe informed in a different way or two. Things can't always, stay the same, okay? As I struggle to spit it out, things do need to be switched up. Things need to be experienced more. I wouldn't be surprised if, being drawn to this reading, life for a while now has not been as maybe enjoyable as what I'm getting, but as adventurous, as experienced as it could be. Sure, there are certain aspects for winding back, and even, currently, that are to be appreciated, right? The peace, the comfort, the stability, maybe, in the purposeful disconnecting, connecting all the meanwhile. But they're saying there is, and it's going to be your choice, and will guide you as well to implement more experiencing, more adventure, more living into your future, okay, along your path. But the High Priestess, bear with me, just got a little uncomfortable. And maybe for some drawn to the reading, adventure, spicing things up, switching things up makes you a little bit uncomfortable, makes you a bit nervous. And if that's the case for you individually, shake it off, okay, or work, take steps closer to becoming more comfortable with things being more adventurous, more courageous, and just different. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's some drawn to the reading who do embody a bit of both ways of being, or just kind of viewpoints on it, or you go kind of back and forth, right? I just heard a little bit spotty in that sense. Anyways, but the High Priestess, the Moon card, and the Nine of Wands, there is a bit of a wounded warrior energy coming through. And they're saying, yeah, sure, when you were courageous, rewinding back, it may have left you with partial, if not full, Nine of Wands energy and way of being, maybe made things more difficult, but it doesn't mean you don't step up and do what you intuitively and are being told very clearly by Spirit is going to work best for you in your individual path, and maybe even for your loved ones, all the meanwhile. But I do feel as if there's a spiritual kind of highlighting and focusing upon, even maybe a bit of clarifying coming to be, illumination, if you will, about the mystery, if we focus upon the Moon card, when it comes to what lies ahead for you. You don't need all the answers, and I've been saying this in the daily reads, but for whatever reason, Spirit wants you to feel better about the mystery that lies ahead, wants you to remember that you deserve to live and at times be on the move, but it doesn't mean your path moving forward, or after a certain point, it has to, it doesn't mean that it has to involve stripping away or eliminating that peace that you deserve, okay? You can have a nice combination or a nice altering of the two. But yeah, it's a day where in the midst of all this communication and rewinding back in our minds, our awareness, and looking forward all the meanwhile, you're going to be pushed to prepare to be extra courageous and step up to the plate and create more adventure, more experience, and once again, to live more moving forward, okay? So this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light.